Hi guys, I'm Shmi and good morning to you from Sardinia on my second day joining the Duncan Hamilton tour around this Italian island. Yesterday was pretty awesome, driving in the GT4, getting a bit lost around the island, finding some awesome roads with Mark in the M2, Archie jumping in with me, and driving with some pretty spectacular cars. Now, I appreciate we didn't actually see too much of them yesterday on our drive because we basically kind of went off and just did our own thing as we made our way over to the lunch stop. But you can see from here, the island is very beautiful. The sea is out that away. And there are a lot of rather nice cars around here. So let's just take a quick whiz around the car park before we set off for this morning. If you want to have a sort of full rundown of all the cars, check yesterday's video. Telling you what everything is. Obviously, I'm not an expert in the field, so a little bit difficult. All the two Jags parked next to each other there. Then I do rather like this Ferrari right here. That thing is rather spectacular. I can hear something else moving around, but yeah, rather nice little selection driving, and then Jaguar Project 7 under the cover there, being prepared. So we'll be setting off for the drive very shortly. Getting on our way today, heading sort of down the east side of the island towards the lunch stop, and then a short drive back afterwards. So lots to see, and a very strong day ahead it looks like. So looking forward to this one. Let's see how it gets underway. Change of plans, sat in the back of the M2 because it just started raining. Mark's studying the map, Archie's just being Archie.
Eating an apple.
Yeah, island weather, hey? I think it's actually coming to a stop already. But we jumped into the car just in case. It seems like the Wasps go for the lime green car. Quite a few of them flying around here. We're back on the road. Archie's on board in the GT4, and we've done what's becoming our sort of trend of not finding any of the classic cars to drive with. We're following Mark in the M2 again with no one else. But hey, this is fun, and we'll catch everyone at lunch or something somewhere. I don't know. Exactly. But what I was just thinking about at least was classic cars and whether I would ever own one, or whether you would ever own one as well. I guess you're more exposed to that than I am. Yeah. But you just look at some of the cars, like yesterday, the shots in yesterday's video when we were standing by the side of the descent down to the sea. Yeah. And we saw the red Ferrari drive by. Yeah. I loved it when I was filming it, but when I watched that clip back later on last night, I was just like, this is amazing.
Yeah, and considering a classic Ferrari in Italy, red as well, it gives it that sort of extra special feel.
But it's a completely different experience, like watching those guys when it started raining earlier. Yeah. It's like the run to put umbrellas over the cars because they don't have
and
roofs.
You just dived into the M2.
We just jumped into the back of the M2. I was like, I'm getting in a modern car.
Yeah, exactly, that's the difference.
It's the same, you know, when driving the GT4, this is a really easy drive compared to them. And you know, if we were following those guys, you guys would all be telling me off for not driving hard and not hitting the red line, because obviously they can't go as quick as a normal sports car now can.
And you sit behind them, and you can sort of like see that the car is really nervous, and all they're doing is like 30 miles an hour. Yes. And the car, you can just like, and it's like putting a little bit of petrol's coming out of it, and it's making noise. Not this kind of noise, but it's a different noise. But yeah, there's just a different way of driving, and on these.
That was quite fun. Like, all the downshifts and then the acceleration. So, I mean, I would one day love a classic car in my collection. I mean, I have my Mini, if you can count that as 2001. It's not really classic. Yeah. I mean, it is classic because it's the old shape that's been around for a very long time. But it's not a classic, but it's given me a little bit of a taster of some of the small niggles that could go wrong. The things that did go wrong with my car were all as a result of a big pothole that banged it a little bit. But everybody's running on this. They're all having an amazing time in driving.
But a lot of the times, on a tour like this, there's mechanics that are around because you know these classic cars they aren't like modern cars today, and this could go for miles and miles and miles. So you know they do have to be checked over on a day like today on a tour. But but you know, it's just a different way of driving. So like, if you had your 250 short wheelbase, you would, if you had the money,
driving them here.
one day you might own a 250 short wheelbase, right? And you would bring a mechanic along because you have the money to drive one of those. That's what you would do. So
yeah, well, they're investment assets as much as they are.
Yeah, they're just going up and up and up.
But it is amazing to see them being driven, guys. The cars that you've seen in the sort of walk around this morning in the car park, it's like it's 100 million pounds of cars or something.
Okay, I'm going to give you one question. If you could have one classic car which you have to buy tomorrow and it's over £5 million, what would it be?
Well, how old does it have to be?
It's got to be older.
Defines classic.
Pre 1970. No, not 1970. Yeah, 1970.
But the budget we're on, we're pretty much only on Ferraris, aren't we?
Yes. What would you choose? You've only got one.
Out of all
an investment, drivability, everything. What would it be?
I'm trying to think if there's...
I know what mine would be.
I'm trying to think out of the cars that are here, which are the most...
Okay, there's the 250 short wheelbase, which we found out is a replica.
Yes, but I don't think that's necessarily the most beautiful. I find the rear. That's your choice.
I love that in blue, in like a navy blue.
I do, yeah, like an old school dark Ferrari blue would be very, very nice.
Stop it.
I think I prefer... I'm not sure. I prefer that front. I prefer the 250 front to like the 275 front.
Yeah.
Okay. Flatter front end.
75. But that's below the £5 million budget, because the 275 I was told today is between £2 and £3 million.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're under budget.
I don't know.
It's so hard, isn't it? It's so hard because you don't...
Okay, so if we throw the budget question out the window.
Okay, throw the budget question out the window.
The car I didn't mention yet that I love and have always loved is a 300 SL.
Okay, yeah.
I always had a soft spot for 300 SL. I think they look amazing and they're spectacularly iconic. Yeah. I don't know if I'd go for a Gullwing or a Roadster, because I can find the idea of... Just imagine cruising around like Portofino or the Italian sort of Riviera. Oh, radio came on, excuse that. Or you know, the French Riviera or something.
So
300 SL Roadster.
I mean, that is cool, isn't it? If you could have, the ideal situation would be to have the supercars that you have, which is obviously amazing, and then when you go to like a cool place, like, I don't know, like Lake Como or something like that, to whip out your 300 SL and just look an absolute hero, and then get home and be like, you know what, I'm going back in the Spider, and then you're back to like the modern day. I mean, what more do you want?
Really cool. And quick shout out, because this road is awesome fun.
It is quite fun.
Hairpin. While we're just casually talking about classics. Yeah, no, 300 SL for me, 250 SWB for you then.
Done.
Yeah, easy. Simples. Yeah, maybe one day. For now, I'll stick to driving the modern stuff that I can do all these stupid miles on, dump at airports around the world.
No mechanics.
Have trucks to different airports, no mechanics. And a car like this, it just works. You can leave it somewhere, completely random, come back to it a couple of weeks later, and you know you're just going to blink, unlock it, and off you go.
Yeah, exactly. Where those cars, you need it on trickle charge, you need it, just everything working for it to start up.
Yeah. Oh, let's turn the radio off for a sec.
On the old cars, you need to make sure that they basically are looked after all the time. So that's the difference as well. So you got to think about these things when you're investing in these short wheelbases.
I should ask I should ask you guys, should I buy a proper classic car to add to my collection at some point? That's the question right there.
Yes.
Archie thinks yes. I think yes at some point. I don't know if now is the right time. I think more maybe one idea I have is to have like a display place where I can show the collection and let everybody come down and see it. That would be really
and
maybe
cool.
That's the time, because it doesn't need to get driven all the time. It's an investment as well as occasionally being able to take it and maybe take part in events like this with it.
I know and you probably would have bought that along, because you know there's classic cars.
Trucked it out, yeah.
Yeah, you probably would have bought your classic out, but considering you have bought the best car for this rally.
Oh, it's the common sense car.
The common sense car. But if you were on a classic rally, you probably would have bought out that, I reckon.
Yeah, I imagine so. Anyway, for the moment, let's get on with the drive. this road is, but this is literally the drive of my life. This is freaking incredible. The turns, the curves, the undulations, the lefts, the rights, the ups, the downs. It just goes on and on. The tarmac is beautiful. This must be a new road or something.
I have no idea. We just discovered the best road in the world.
This is... I've driven a lot of roads in a lot of cool countries, and I think this must be probably... I want to say the best road I've ever driven, and I think I need to reflect on it later and take it in completely. But there are so many awesome things, some technical aspects to the corners. You've got sort of run-off curb areas which you can sort of borrow to steal yourself some extra lane. It's completely smooth, and we must have been driving for 20-30 kilometers already. And it just goes on and on. You've got a couple of first gear corners, and this car on this road, you can just run out the revs, you know, hold it in first out of the twisties, and start going, ready for the next corner. It just...
It's so good. The section back there actually felt like a little mini racetrack.
It does.
Up, down,
Completely
and
around.
the compression of the car every time.
If I had to design my dream road, my dream technical road,
that'd be it.
I think we've got it. I think it's this. I don't know what road it is. What road did we just drive on the nav? The SS 389 in Sardinia. I'll be back. I will definitely be driving that again.
You need to reflect on what just happened.
I think we do.
We do need to reflect. It's so good.
We were just filming something that basically said exactly the same thing.
Oh my god, that was madness.
The SS 389 in Sardinia shall from here on be known as the greatest driving road in the world. Stopped for a quick photo because look at the view from up here. This is truly, truly crazy. You can just like see everything, and we're not really protected from falling a very long way. But cars are good, people are good, they're chilling, yeah. Just taking a moment to reflect also on that road before we continue on our way. There was a cow on the road. It just ran across, I think I scared it. Now it's there, but let's take it easy. The amusing part is that was literally 10 seconds after I had just said, I bet this is the part where there's a cow on the road or something.
And I was like, there's no way there's going to be a...
And then we go around the corner,
there's
a cow. And it's like, yeah, okay, take it easy. But yeah.
You've got to be a little bit careful, because in these countries, I guess you don't really know.
Oh, yeah,
Because in England, you would kind of know.
A cow on the road.
It's just the fact of talking about it is funny.
Yeah.
But it just would never happen. Where here, it could just be a cow, there could be just a sheep, you just like never know. So
yeah. Oh well, doesn't spoil the fun.
No, keep going.
We got a little bit lost on our way down into the marina, but we're here now. All of the cars are lined up underneath where we're going to grab a bite to eat, which is kind of cool with all the boats around and stuff down here. But I'm also going to point out the Bentayga support car and the Duncan Hamilton truck down there, which is supporting literally anybody who needs anything, which is really cool sort of here. But doesn't this look really rather special to see the cars lined up like this and to see this out and about as well? A lot of fun today, so I'm going to go grab something to eat for the drive back from here, which is going to be a lot shorter. We finished our lunch and came straight to a nearby car wash where both cars have been washed, ready for where we're heading next after this trip, which is going to be a ferry across to the Italian mainland to Genoa and then up to Turin for Cars and Coffee Torino. So we wanted to have the cars free from all the bugs they've picked up out here in Sardinia, but also got rid of the glue finally off the GT4. So it had loads and loads of glue all over the doors and just like wings and everything because of the way the vinyl stickers had gone on top of the vinyl wrap. But they've all come out, the car's looking lovely now. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to unwrap it after it gets back home in 2 or 3 weeks, if I'm going to take it back to Sapphire Blue, or if I'm going to keep it in the Arlon electric line. That's going to be a decision to make. But now we're going to head back towards our hotel, I think. this is it. We're back at the hotel and all the cars are now being taken away and moved because they're going to be loaded onto trucks to be taken back home. Of course, most of them from the UK. Lots of shuffling going on to make sure everything can fit. Archie's just getting some pictures because he's departing tonight. Mark's heading off too, and he's making this the most complicated possible rather than just reversing out, but that's his choice. I don't know what's going on there, maybe I've missed something. But this has been, for me, a pretty awesome fun 2 days, driving around with the tour in Sardinia, exploring. It's been fun having this guy in the GT4.
It's been good fun. We've had a great experience, haven't we?
Oh, hell yeah.
Great
this
roads.
Has been, today has just been... How do we describe that road? I can't wait to watch back my videos that you've already seen.
I'm looking forward to watching this back and seeing that, because I don't think we were so in the moment of it, and I literally felt like I was on a racetrack. It was so surreal. But what I was saying to you is that those sort of roads, when you actually come upon them, it's such a surprise. When it's the unexpected, which makes it even that little bit more special. And that one was literally perfect. I'm probably going to do something else with that road in the future. Yeah, and I'm coming.
Yeah,
Just let me know when I'm there. I'll be there a day. I'll be there a day before you get there, so don't worry about it.
We'll set up and ready.
Yeah, exactly.
This has been
great fun, and I love your car, and I might come and steal it.
Please don't. Maybe you can borrow it. We'll see.
Borrow it.
We'll see. Anyway, awesome trip, awesome roads, lots of fun. But
just a great fun had, and looking forward to the next one.
These things have to come to an end. That's it for now. I'm off on more Italian adventures, and I will catch up with you from there. Thank you very much, guys. Cheers.